and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. Once again, we are on the royal route where we trip the light fantastic, checking out the most important sights along perhaps the most fabulous boulevard in the entire country of Poland. Yes, we'll be coming to you from the humidor room in the beautiful Raffles Europejski Hotel, newly refurbished and opened in 2017. This is one of the premier hotels not only in Poland, but in Europe itself. After leaving the Raffles Europejski, we'll head to the royal route where we'll continue our walk, which started in the cathedral in the old town and continues today up to Nowe Świat. That is not just today, but the next several days we'll be on the royal route and we'll be showing you all the ins and outs and what's important to know. It's an exciting trip. Poland Daily Travel, the best travel reporting about Warsaw that you've ever seen. Stay tuned.
Daily Travel, and we are still in the Holy Cross Church on Krakowskie Przedmieście in Warsaw, across the university. We were looking at the place where Frédéric Chopin's heart is still preserved in this column, but also behind me is a another marker and memorial to a very famous writer, Raymond, who won the Nobel Prize. I can't remember, do you remember what year it was?
1924.
1924, and his most well-known book, although I'm sure he wrote many good ones, but even I have heard of this one. It was called The Peasants, right?
And for this book, he got the Nobel Prize, even though he got it more than 20 years after he wrote the book. So it could be the idea that he got the Nobel Prize for his all literature material. Also in the same year, he wrote a book of the revolt, which represents an idea of a farm when animals take over the power, and now exactly.
What do you? That sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar. He published this book in 1924, in the same year when he got the Nobel Prize.
Oh yeah, is that what inspired Eric Blair to write his book?
How about George Orwell?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And,
not Eric Blair,
and then,
George Orwell.
Yes, but when we hear it ringing, then ideas come to our mind. And exactly, George Orwell was the one who wrote his book that was published in 1945. Officially, we don't know if George Orwell knew about the book of Raymond. But either way, the idea of animals uprising and setting new order that turns out to be just a new abuse is the idea of Bolshevik revolution.
So Raymond was comparing it to the Bolshevik revolution, and then Orwell also used a similar motif to talk about Stalinism.
Exactly.
Did I get that right?
Exactly.
You're the smart guy.
Well, it turns out that this is a small but cosmopolitan world that we are living in.
Okay. Okay, so that's Władysław Raymond, Nobel Prize winner in 1924. But there have been several Polish Nobel Prize winners. Sienkiewicz was one. Joseph Conrad was another.
Who was also
who was born
up
Polish.
in this area, exactly.
In which area?
So we are having also Wiesława Szymborska, our Nobel
from
Prize
Krakow.
winner, exactly.
She's a poet, and she won recently, like 15, 20 years ago.
That's our latest Nobel Prize winner.
20 years ago, I guess, yeah.
And Czesław Miłosz.
And Miłosz, who is an amazing poet.
Exactly.
And not only, but a great poet. Yeah.
So this is when it comes to our literature, and probably all of them were visiting this church that we are in at the moment.
So, but there are a lot of other, I mean, this is very important for memorials, this church, isn't it? Because I saw some for other famous people, General Sikorski and others. Here is a above our heads, higher up.
Adam Mickiewicz, by the way, very
Mickiewicz
important
again.
Polish writer.
Yeah,
of
poet,
romantic
Pantadeusz.
period.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
I call him. We talked about him. We had his statue.
Yes,
yeah,
what and
street.
Adam Mickiewicz, as far as he was born in 1798, was given this plaque above our heads for 200th anniversary of his birth. By the way, on 100th anniversary on his birth, we put the first Polish sculpture of Adam Mickiewicz in Poland, just steps away from here.
Yeah, which we already saw on the street.
Which we already
a few days ago. But no Mickiewicz heart, the heart of Remont, the heart of Chopin, and the heart of Warsaw. Poland Daily, stick with us. We're at the Holy Cross Church, and we are on the royal route, and we're not going to stop till we cover every inch of it, all the way to Wilanów Palace. So, lots of episodes to come. Stick with us.
John Paul II was an amazing pope, an amazing Polish man, and also an amazing philosopher. He was the one who explained us, Polish people, that so many years of having problems, so many years of being divided into another countries, these are the years that we should appreciate. We shouldn't be jealous about the nations of Austria, Germany or France, that they have their independence just because they have it. Because when it's very difficult to achieve something, when it's so tough, then when you manage one day, you appreciate it more. So it's our philosophy, it's part of our nation, and it's part of this particular land to understand these very difficult moments. And he gave us faith, he gave us strength. We were praying using 3 days, using 3 words on that day, the 2nd of June 1979. We were praying, we want God. This is the only thing that we were asking for during this 1 million people mass on Marshal Józef Piłsudski Square. Nowadays, we call this man a rock, tu es Petrus, Latin inscription written on the rock right beneath John Paul II sculpture here in the Holy Cross Church in Warsaw's Royal Route. We refer his words and we refer his personality to a rock that's everlasting, that will survive everything, just as our nation did eventually. We are thankful, we remember about him, and we undoubtedly claim that John Paul II has been the most important Polish man in our history.